So this video is explaining the Zero Ninja build. The Ninja build focuses on Zero's melee skills and increasing his melee damage as much as possible. He's a little bit of a glass cannon, but with the right sort of equipment, you can make him last the fight. The main thing that I use to make him last the fight is Law and Order. When you have these um, these two items equipped, your melee attacks with Law will heal you. So as long as you've got Law and Order equipped at the same time, melee attacks with that weapon will heal you, and that'll keep you going. Now, with the class mod, look for class mods that do increase your melee damage. That'll go a long way to making this build succeed. Uh, you can also use a relic to increase your melee damage. This does not need to be a Might of the Serfs. The purple variants are just as competitive. So even if you can get a really high scoring purple one, or just the best you can get at the time. Another weapon that can help here is Captain Blade's Rapier. The weapon damage on this is rubbish. You do not shoot with this weapon. It'll take forever to kill anything, but it does provide plus 200% melee damage. So what I do is, as I'm going into my ult, I swap to Captain Blade's Rapier to increase my damage while I'm using Deception, and when I come out of Deception, I swap to other weapons, such as Law to keep myself alive, or my Amigo to deal damage in other ways. With the skill tree, skills that increase your melee damage will mostly be in the Bloodshed skill tree. We've got Killing Blow. If you can get an enemy below 50% health, Killing Blow will start to trigger, which will mean that your melee attacks will be doing far more damage than what they were doing beforehand. We've got Iron Hand. You'll get a little bit of melee damage here, a little bit of max health. With Be Like Water, this skill sort of acts like a leapfrog, where if you shoot someone with a gun, you get bonus melee damage. When you melee them, you'll get bonus gun damage. You can only have one at a time. So in between your melee attacks, just shoot your gun, hit the enemy once with a bullet, and that'll keep this melee damage topping up so that you can keep using that. Then we get to the middle skill tree. So the middle of the skill tree, we've got Backstab. If you attack an enemy from behind, you'll get a bonus 80% melee damage. So if you melee them from behind, that's a bonus 80% melee damage. Follow Through, this is a kill skill. If you can kill someone, you'll get 80% melee damage from this, some bonus movement speed, and that movement speed is really important for this build, because that's what allows you to position yourself behind enemies to get that backstab bonus and really set things up. You know, if there's multiple enemies coming at you, you might need to move so you can continue to hit the guy that you were targeting. So that movement speed, really vital on this character to make it work. Like Wind, little bit of extra melee damage there when you're moving, and when you use Execute, that slight dash will make like the Wind trigger, so really easy to make that melee damage work for you. And then we've got Many Must Fall, so if you can kill someone while using Deception, it will extend Deception. The other thing is, if you have a pointing kunai, it'll reset your kunai as well. And kunai is really good for applying status effects, breaking shields, all that stuff, but more importantly to apply Deathmark. So Deathmark will give us a bonus 80% damage. Won't matter if we're using grenades, guns, whatever. It increases the damage that enemy takes from all sources, not even just from you, but your teammates as well if you're playing with other people. We've got Counter Strike, so when you take damage, there is a chance that Counter Strike will trigger, which will mean that your next melee damage will deal a bonus 250%, and this is quite noticeable when it does trigger. We've also got Ambush, so if you're attacking an enemy other than if an enemy is attacking someone other than yourself, you'll deal bonus damage to them, melee, guns, and all sources from your character. Rising Shot, if you can melee someone quickly or rapidly and multiple times in succession, however you want to word it, you'll get stacks of Rising Shot, which will increase your melee damage, so you can get a bonus. What do we say? It's a maximum of 5 stacks, so 45% melee damage from this one. And also deception. You need to understand how deception works, because your damage bonuses that you get from deception will scale depending on how close deception is to finishing. So as deception is about to run out, if you melee someone, you'll get a whopping 650% melee damage. But if you melee halfway through that, you'll only get a portion of that. So if you want to one hit things, you need to wait till your ult deception is about to run out before you attack anyone. Now, don't put all your skills into melee damage and, bloodshed and cunning. Make sure you do come over to the sniping skill tree and put some points into your gun damage. The critical hit damage that you get from headshot and killer will also benefit your melee damage, so that's not bad. It still complements what you're doing. Having one shot, one kill and bore is also really handy. I'm thinking there's many times when bore's sort of it's a game glitch, but it seems to work for this character, and you kind of needed it in some situations to take out bosses or larger enemies down a little bit quicker, or just to slag multiple enemies at the same time when they're running at you in a line. Bore's a really handy skill to have. One shot, one kill. This works really well with shotguns and snipers. So if you can get a meaty shotgun with a blade on it, you might be able to pair that up with Be Like Water, where you melee, use the shotgun, then melee again. If you have it fully reloaded, that shotgun will deal an extra 60% damage. So this only applies on the first bullet shot from a mag, but if you play it right, that'll really work for you as well. So, is there anything else I can tell you about this build? I've got magic missiles so I can slag enemies while I'm in deception. If you're struggling to make this work, it's probably because you're either attacking enemies from in front of them instead of moving to get behind them. It might be that you're trying to target a stronger enemy before maybe killing something that's a little bit weaker to activate your kill skill, which will give you more melee damage. It might be that you're breaking deception too early. You may be forgetting to slag and apply deathmark. So all these things, Zero is a little bit complicated. He's not like Krieg where you can just run in and all the melee damage is already stacked. You've got to set up the situation to make that damage work for you. So hopefully you can make this build work for you. One other thing is make sure you have a weapon to get yourself up if you fall down. There's a good risk that you will fall down. You won't be able to rely on your melee damage to get yourself back up. Most enemies, when you crawl close enough to them, will retreat a short distance so that they're always out of reach. They might be glancing in reach for a melee attack, but they don't stay there. So do keep another weapon handy to get yourself back up. There was a fellow who made a comment in my Steam guide a while back. His name was Elvis. He posted this back on the 29th of October 2017. He's got some tips on how he plays his character. I've also got some tips in my guide if you want to check that out as well. It's kind of hard to remember everything when you're doing this stuff. So do look at the guide, see if there's any other tips in there that I haven't mentioned. But check out the gameplay video as well. Might be some tips in there I've forgotten to mention here. Might just sort of demonstrate or give you a visual on how to sort of play him. Hopefully it works for you. I've actually found this really enjoyable. It's not probably my preferred way of playing Zero. I'd probably rather just use his guns. He's pretty lethal with his weapons. But I felt like it changed it up a little bit because he plays a little bit differently because you do have to set up your situations to make it work. Have fun with it. There's not much else to say. Have fun with it. Have a good night. Have a good day, whatever time it is there.